Today we're going to be making a pork and apple pie with a sweet potato topping, and our recipe comes from the Washington Bicentennial Cookbook, 1776 to 1976, from Washington, New Hampshire. Washington, New Hampshire is the first town in the Union to be named after George Washington. This is published by the Washington Fire Department, Ladies Auxiliary, 1974. Washington, New Hampshire was the site of a former YMCA camp called Camp Morgan. My dad was a camper there, counselor, finally on the board of directors until the camp's closing in the mid-1970s. The YMCA sold the camp to the town for, a couple of bucks, I think, and or donated it to the town, and the town kept the name Camp Morgan, and there are hiking trails up there. You can still go, so the old campers can go to the old campsites and visit. Ever since I was young enough to travel, my dad would bring me up there and drop me off with some of the campers while he went to a meeting. Boy, how times have changed. We're going to be modifying this recipe. Ingredients: 3 cups of leftover pork roast, cut into 1-inch cubes. I don't have any leftover pork roast, so what I did is used a barbecued pulled pork. The original recipe called for 1/4 cup of brown sugar packed, and since this is a sweet pulled pork, I reduced that to 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 large tart apples pared and sliced thin. I didn't have a large one, so I used 4 medium ones. I actually ended up using 3. And 2 garden fresh peppers. For the sweet potato topping, 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 cups of sweet potatoes mashed. The original recipe calls for 1/4 cup of cream. As I'm lactose intolerant, I ended up using 1/8 cup of Lactaid. Getting old sucks. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. I left those out. Arrange apples, meat, and peppers in alternate layers in a casserole dish. Sprinkle each layer of apples with sugar and cinnamon. Pour gravy all over. That's assuming you had leftover pork roast and you have gravy. Sweet potato topping. Combine the butter and the mashed sweet potatoes. Beat smooth and blend in the cream. Add the salt and pepper. Spread topping over pork and apples. Bake in a moderate oven, 350 degrees for 45 minutes. It looked like the sweet potato was a little dry, but I think the juice from inside will more than make up for that. I guess it looks okay. Probably could have used a little more pulled pork. Wasn't exactly sure what was going to be in that package. Mix it all together here. It's still really hot. Apples are still a little crisp. Looks like the peppers are still crisp too, but let's just get a little bit here. Oh yeah. Oh wow, what a combination. I didn't need salt. No, did not need salt or pepper at all. Now, sweet potatoes, they're good. I'm not exactly sure how to describe the texture. It's a texture issue. It doesn't detract from the dish. It's just not, it doesn't have that mashed potato texture. It's more granular. It's got a granular texture to it. It doesn't take away, but it's just a note. But it is definitely a winner. And this is the Washington Bicentennial Cookbook. This is pork and apple pie with a sweet potato topping. And I modified it with garden fresh vegetables. Now, this was published by the Washington Fire Department, Ladies Auxiliary, in 1974. From the town of Washington, New Hampshire.